Well, welcome aboard Princess Mitchie, 61-foot Princess with a flying bridge where I normally drive it from. She's a 2004 boat that I bought and basically built all new bits of kit in it so I can use it as a production office. I mean, it's great. If you want to have a meeting with someone that doesn't want to meet you, tell them your office is on a boat and they soon turn up. I actually wrote with the production team a sitcom while sitting on the back of this boat, waiting for some nice weather. The plan now is to take her up to London to have more meetings, actually. What you need to do is to plot a course to where we're going to go. We're going to go to St Catherine's Dock and we're going to leave Southampton Water, point the nose out towards the Isle of Wight and then chuck a left basically. It's all on here, so when we get out of here I just press a button and it does it on its own. This is the way of the way you can update an old boat. We go through a little place called the Loo Channel. There's a couple of buoys there called Street and Boulder and we go through there. It could be a bit lumpy there. The weather's nice now but I think it's going to change, so I've got the woolies ready and hopefully we'll get into Ramsgate sometime tonight. So let's switch her on, get off with the old side power. This thing is your thrusters, so bow thruster, stern thruster. But when you're alongside, especially if you're on your own, you can press a little button here and it will hold you on. And it's fantastic. To have a boat like this with all the things I've got on it now and all the faxes and stuff so I can use it as a production office, the Wi-Fi and everything. If you bought one of these new now, you're getting on for about £2.5 million. This is yours for 2. Right, let's start her up.
Goes my mate John, and out comes my little gizmo, my remote control. It's really cool, isn't it? I mean, really, they say you should get out with your gears, but if you've got it, why not use it? Side power. And then the most important thing, which I never used to do, was check that I've not left Kevin on the side. So I'd be pulling away, feeling pleased with myself, and I'd hear, "Here! You forgot me. Go round the block and come back. See you, Kev." Beautiful boat, Mitchie. Sometimes I just stand and look at her and think, wow, this suddenly makes a rainy night in Doncaster worthwhile.
I think this is a big boat until you go past some of these tankers. That one's from Singapore. It's loading up all our cars that we're selling, of course. Well done, Boris. Side power, right? Bow thruster, stern thruster, but it enables you to lock on, if you know what I mean. It will keep you on the side. Trim tabs, up and down, spotlight, this, charts. But the great thing is, where we are is a little boat. not like a ding, like a high-tech thing. It's a little boat. There we are. Look, that's us. You couldn't make it up. It's great stuff though. There you go, centre. Right, this is Southampton water. That's my next boat. So that's our position. That's our speed, 12.6 knots. That's speed through the water. Might be going a bit faster, but the water will be pushing us this way. We've got 15 metres of water. Keep to the right-hand side of the channel. Otherwise, you get a ferry. A ferry. Did I say ferry? Ferry. Ramming you. And here comes a huge ship. I think we might keep out of the way of that. The weather forecast said it's going to get a bit blowing, a bit colder later, so we might slow down a bit up here and stick the back bit up, you know, the cover that goes over the back, keep us all nice and warm should it rain, and perhaps change the shirt. And my boat medallion.
Hello everyone and welcome to One Day at a Time.
20 years I've been trying to get sober, but then I think something happened which it kind of maybe was where it began. And all I meant to do really was to rebel a little bit, but it just really got out of hand anyway. Now I'd had JD and Coke loads of times, but I didn't realise that they didn't mean Coca-Cola. Before I know it, guns have come out. So he's got a gun to his head and I've got a gun to my head. I was literally on a come down on national television. And so as I sit here today, I bought my 1 year coin, and as of today I'm 1 year, 28 days sober.
Darren Day occupies the chair. One day at a time starts New Year's Day on Ustream.
The beautiful Solent. And of course there's the Isle of Wight. Keep that to your right and you're heading east. You're doing okay. A very busy bit of water. The best thing to do is not to bash into anything.
So that's the end of the Isle of Wight. We're going straight on here to a little shortcut called Street and Boulder, which you yachties will know. To take us into Brighton, we will probably stop and have a cup of tea and a pizza. I've just ordered a slightly to port to go behind this ship that's showing up here on the AIS that he's at anchor. Otherwise, if he was making way, I'd alter course to starboard to get round it, but he has at anchor, so I can pass him any side. I'm just going to increase speed a little bit because we've got a yachty coming to us from the port, although he's under sail, so it means that we are the giveaway vessel. If he was under power, he would be the giveaway vessel, we'd be the stand-on vessel. So we'll just push through a little bit. Thanks to the yachty, we'll burn 50 quid's worth of fuel. It's not bad when she's going this fast, which is about 2,000 revs. She does 119 yards a litre. Bloody yachties! Right, so we're clear of the yacht now. Slow down so we don't kill this man without weight. Back onto automatic pilot. The ship will turn on its own now. Ship, laugh at me. Laugh at me! As you can see on the horizon, there's our director Robert's Carlsberg special brew coming in from Denmark. Probably 1,000 odd containers on that, lasting a week. So here is a little shortcut through to Brighton, of which there are Boulder and Street, little red buoy, little green buoy. It looks like a little dot like that on the radar, then she opens up a bit. It can be a bit hairy through here, tide runs a bit. As you can see it, there's a few white horses. I just want to slow down a little bit, so I don't want to give this yachty an excuse to call me bad names. But you can see the yacht in front bouncing like hell across that little gap. See him? He's coming our way with his Indian on. It's great fun. So we'll just get past this yacht. You can see now, hold on everybody. They don't wave yachties, so why am I slowing down for you? Right, so we lift the nose up as much as we can. Push through this like a kettle of water boiling. So here we go. The nose will dip now, so I have to be careful of that. There you go. So lifting the nose up as high as I can with the trim tabs.
If you haven't got crew members, you need lots of mates. And on board today is Kevin, who worked for me at one time, good lad, and Dave, Frank's car dealer of this parish. Oh, and that's his tin of Fosters, not mine.
Beautiful boat, 61, but she rolls like a reggae drummer. You know, beam C or a following C. It's so heavy, it's difficult to get the nose up enough. You need to have trim tabs like surfboards hanging down. So we'll stop at Brighton and get our breath, work out the planning. It's all about planning and how to be flexible. Whether we push on straight through now to Ramsgate, if we wait here for an hour, will the wind get up? What's the weather going to be like at Ramsgate? The weather's not going to change much here, and the weather at Ramsgate is 23 miles an hour gusts. So it should be alright. It's a big old harbour. We should plonk alongside. I don't think the sea's going to get much rough. Mitchie head might be interesting. This is half the fuss, isn't it? This is half the fun, I should say. Not getting any sleep for a week, worrying about a trip. It doesn't get any better when it starts.
And you never know what's round the corner. This is what happened the day I purchased the boat.
turning to the right. You know the Beach Boys, Let's Go Surfing Now? Think of that. In fact, let's have a track.
Princess Mitchie, primary control.
Right.
So always remember to keep your rudder amidships when you're coming into these places. And if you tend to steer with the gearboxes and just use the brilliant side powers just at the end. A11, is that it in front of us there, facing us there? Is that what he's saying? That's us there, okay? See that police bollard? That sort of bollard? You're a big help, Kev.
Now it's okay looking calm and knob twiddling, but inside this is where the panic starts. One wrong move, Frank's is going to go into orbit for one thing, and I'm going to crunch against the side of this little walkway here. So, easy does it. Watch where the wind's taking me. Level up, and side line. And then, breathe out and change out.
Watch the faces, girls. Look at the man you're with tonight and look at his face now. Because when he's making love to you, he becomes fucking ugly.
And I went to see this woman doctor. She's a hefty bird. She's a big woman. Well, she was holding me testicles. She said, "You've got to stop masturbating." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because I'm trying to examine it."
What we need to understand when we are talking about my tits, and Diane Abbott just mentioning her tits makes me fucking sick, if I'm honest.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a working class bloke. I know what it's like to drink Blue Nun and fuck fat birds. Don't you worry about that. Oh yeah. Well, all right. I've moved on. I don't drink Blue Nun anymore, but...
Women, and you do this, all you do it naturally. I don't know, no fucker teases you, it just fucking comes out. When you want us men to do something, you shout at us.
Is there anything wrong? What? Is there anything wrong?
I can't hear you with these on.
Anything wrong?
text donate to 66777. Help me raise £100,000 for our veterans, and I guarantee you every penny will be spent on those veterans' welfare. Text donate to 66777 and help me help them.
Right, off to London, and it's quite tricky getting to London. It looks much simpler than it actually is. You've got to get in proper traffic lanes. Otherwise, quite simply, you're going to run aground. You can either go in close to Margate or you can go out a little bit. We're going to go down a thing called the Princess Channel, which will take us right down to the entrance to the great River Thames. It's fab, isn't it? Beautiful day. The thing you have to work out is what time have I got to get into St Catherine's Dock? Because years ago, in my old Princess 55, I'm talking about 25 years ago, I went in there backwards and everyone was so impressed, but I didn't mean to. The tide was running and it turned me round 180 degrees and I reversed into the tiny little St Catherine's Dock. They thought I was a hero, but I'd really gotten it wrong. We have got to make this journey whilst sticking to the speed limits inside the Thames and get to St Catherine's Dock, bang on slack water, otherwise it's going to be a problem. You think about it, if I stop and point my nose at St Catherine's Dock and the River Thames is doing 4 knots, by the time I've moved forward 4 feet, I've moved sideways 10 feet. You do the maths. Best thing to do, keep it simple, get there when there's no water moving and keep the old fingers crossed. There's something about going up the River Thames and mixing with all these ships that have been around the world. Makes you feel important. Look, she looks proud, doesn't she? Aye, aye, Martians have landed.
Yes, I'm Rose, Groves Engine. Yes, I'm Rose at Groves and Edmonton.
Thames is surprising river. It takes you forever to get down it.
and it's just quite surprising how choppy it can get. And of course it's doing 2.8 knots now, so it's very difficult to keep the boat within speed limits and slow down too much. Then this is not a cheap hobby, is it? You've got to take your office to London, which basically what this is. I've got so many meetings here this week. Production meeting for the Bobby Davro thing, production meeting for the pool, and to meet with our guys from the television company. Can't bring them down to Southampton, so Southampton has to come to London. Bloody hard work, actually. The thing about boating, now we're in the lock at St Catherine's Dock, I've got to get it in there. It's that wide. You've got to get it in here while it's that wide, and the river's doing this, and the wind's doing that. And you fall out with all your mates because they don't throw the rope, and they're saying, what's up with them? Bonk. So we're going to go in there, bow in. Hopefully I'll have to go astern very quickly, and we'll see Kevin take the triple somersault with pike.
So here we go. The old dock gates coming up, heart rate increases. Slowly, slowly does it, checking with the wind. Am I going to get in there first time? Am I going to make a fool of myself or not? Kevin's ready with the ropes. I'm ready with the side power. And big 61-foot boat goes into small little gap. And I'm not going to show you what happened, because it'll only upset the Dutch bloke in the yacht who I nearly bashed into. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the little film. As you can see, it's now quite dark and I'm going to bed. Good night, Ovaltines.